talk a little bit more.
I noticed you've played in a few festivals throughout the decades.
Yeah, quite a few.
And supporting Hazel O'Connor.
Yeah, that was at the Roses Theatre in Tewkesbury. And that was an excellent night, really lovely audience, and beautiful sounding room. I'm pretty sure unfortunately I didn't get a recording or any photos of it, but I had a few people along who were there to see me. And good CD sales, as I remember, as well.
Is she still performing now, Hazel?
Yeah, well, she was performing that night, yeah.
No, that was 2007. Is she still doing it now?
I don't know. She certainly didn't seem to be slowing down any. But she was on tour, so I don't know whether she tours every year or anything. I haven't been in touch with the agent for a while.
But it's got you as well. The national press, of course, the Independent, put you in the top 3 gigs of the year.
Yeah, actually, that's a misprint. It's the top 5 gigs.
Top 5.
Yeah.
Well, it's not too bad, I think.
So I was up there with Andy Shepherd, which was nice. So he's a famous Bristol saxophone jazz man, and relatively famous. And it was great to have that. But it took me ages to actually track down what it was, because I've heard from 2 separate sources that they'd seen me in The Guardian or the Independent or something. I didn't know what it was. Did you get a copy of it? Did you? No, I didn't know. One place was in Monmouth, actually, the Queen's Head, where I play. They had the clipping on their notice board for a while, and then by the time I went back to gig there, they'd taken it down and thrown it away. So I didn't track it down until earlier on this year, and it appeared on a website with a, sort of an archive of stuff on there, and there it was. It was the Independent Best 5 gigs. Yeah.
Right, so also, apart from your solo stuff, in a band as well.
That's right, yeah. I sing in a rock band called JEBO, who are, I guess you'd kind of describe them as being melodic or possibly progressive rock. It's more melodic than it is progressive, but it's more progressive than it is melodic. It's sort of somewhere around between.
Hybrid.
Yeah, it's what it is. It's original music. So trying to pigeonhole it is kind of difficult. It's recognisable as rock, though, of course. Somewhere between the Who, Queen, and Pink Floyd,
right?
Perhaps.
So
John Burns being a producer, yeah.
And he's worked with Genesis, etc., and quite a big names.
Yeah, you've got a load of album covers around the studio, and one of the albums that Johnny worked on was Lamb Lies Down on Broadway, which is up on your wall.
Yes, on my wall of fame.
That's good. That's one of Johnny's. He also did Selling England by the Pound and Genesis Live, and he engineered on Foxtrot. These are the early 70s albums with Peter Gabriel. Yeah. And he also worked with Jethro Tull, and he was on the Solid Air sessions for John Martyn's album. Yeah. So he's got a great sense of music. He's a very, very musical guy.
And is he doing your second album with the band?
He is. Yeah. We're halfway through recording that at the moment.
Right, so you juggle the solo stuff and the band fairly well then.
Well, I try to. Yeah. Well, we'll see how that turns out. But we're sort of waiting for the call that we're going on tour at some point. We'll see what happens. But in the meantime, we're getting on with the second album, which is turning out nicely.
Most fun, being in the band or just being on your own, doing your own thing?
Oh, blimey, I don't know.
Both with different pros and cons, I expect.
The first thing that sprang to mind as a comparison was it's like trying to choose between your dog and your cat. You like taking your dog for a walk, but
sitting with your cat. Then.
Yeah, have a conversation with your cat, for example. I know I couldn't really not do the solo thing, and the JEBO thing's great fun. So just please don't ask me to choose. Nobody.
Like Sophie's Choice type thing.
Yeah. I'll write that one down.
Sort of the artwork as well. That's not yours, is it? But it is some of your photography and all that on your site, I've seen.
That's right. Yeah. There's a lot of my artwork on my website that also appears in my albums. All the album design is mine, the knot work was done by a friend of mine, Matt Smith, and I've changed a lot of it. And so for example, on this album, H and H, that was the original circle there, divided into 3, and then inside there's various fractal treatments that I've done. There's a number 8 theme running through this.
As in infinity.
Yeah, the number 8 and the infinity, of course, and circle is infinite. So there's a lot of fractal stuff and twisted that circle into number 8s, various number 8s through here. And then that kind of twists around. Now, this is going to be a double.
Yeah,
so the other one's going to be sort of twisted around this in another way. I'm not quite sure how that's going to do.
Is it nearly finished recording yet?
Well, I've got to upgrade my computer, so that work's in progress. But based on this fractal and number 8 theme, I was going to release it 64 days after the first one, which was released on the 8th of the 8th. 8 songs will be on the second disc. There's 80 minutes of music on the first one, and they're £8 a piece.
Yeah.
So I'll just go a bit mad with that.
Spooky, yeah.
Yeah. So
perhaps I'll get number 8 in the
sorry, what was the question?
I don't know. Some of the artwork it started off with.
Artwork, yeah. Is it nearly finished? Yeah. I was going to release it 64 days after. Then that never happened because my computer failed me. And then I thought, well, what's the next fractal level after 64? Is 8 times 64, which is 512 days. So I'm going to release it in January 2010.
There we go. And it's not, of course, it'll be your 1, 2, 3, 4, say 8th album, I suppose, or 8th release.
Yeah, it's my 8th release, this one. There's going to be another one on the 9th of the 9th, 09. So it'll actually be the second half of that will be the 10th one.
7th string, 8th string.
Yeah. The number 9 one the title is a 9-letter word. But I'm not quite ready to speak.
Right. Keep your powder dry.
Yeah, that kind of stuff.
Number 9, of course, had a big
Number 9.
Number 9, John Lennon, all throughout his life.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Right, so how would people get hold of your albums then?
Well, they can go to my website, jameshollingsworth.com, or I'm on iTunes. You can download some bargain MP3s on SoundClick as well, which is soundclick.com. There's links to that on my website as well. Or come along to a gig and I'll sell you something without having to pay for postage. So I usually take along a box. There it is, sort of a gold-coloured thing. Not quite sure about that, but no, it does the job.
Do you carry all these or just the present one then?
I carry a variety. I think I've got all of the ones that are on there apart from Snapshot and Improvisations 27 on there. I don't carry the collaboration ones with me, Xavier JEBO or the Rama Show. So it's just the solo stuff that I take with me to gigs because that's what people are hearing.
It's like you asked for requests, yes, and I asked for Mothership.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Extremely well, didn't it?
Yeah, it's always nice to play a song that's been requested because it gives you that extra boost of connection.
I think like I said, the old show was great, but I really enjoyed because when I listened to the album, that was the one album, this track that stuck out for me. So I said that, and
didn't have any tuning problems with it last night. No. The album version, I'm kind of just improvising with open strings for a while and just tweaking it, and then it's not quite right. But it was nice last night.
Yeah, the guy with me last night, he said, "Oh, good choice," because he enjoyed that one as well.
Sweet. So that's on my H&H album.
That's this one, which you can get from the James Hollingsworth .com, is it?
.com, indeed. Yeah, I got in there pretty early for that.
Type in James Hollingsworth to a search engine, and probably the only one will come up, I would imagine.
There's a few others. There's a guy who works in with earthquakes, and there's a Conservative MP somewhere, and some bloke over in Sweden whose name is James Hollingsworth, not to be confused. Yeah, he doesn't have the S.
Right.
That's crucial S.
So what we're going to do now, I've obviously had witnessed the James Hollingsworth experience last night. Our viewers and listeners now will be able to listen to you, so if you can go and just play a set for us now, and
sure,
we'll see where we go.
Okie dokie. I'll see where I go as well.
Take your song map with you.
Yes, I think I'll need that. Which way to the stage?
Alright then, so ladies and gentlemen, they're on BRFM TV and of course BRFM Radio FM. James Hollingsworth, now based in Bristol. This album is out at the moment, 8 Your Nature, and you can catch. Were you playing? Sorry, I didn't ask you. Were you playing in the near future?
I'm playing in Glastonbury and near Yeovil on this weekend.
Right.
The following week I'm playing in St Agnes, the tap house, and then I'm playing at the Thatch in Croyd in Devon on the following day. and after that, my memory gets a bit hazy.
I think I'll check it off the website, yeah?
Gives me time to get the tune right anyway.